Good morning, Talent Squad, and welcome back to another VGC 2017 live team builder featuring, basically, I guess you could say this team is featuring Stoutland and Gigalith, maybe even a bit of the Buzzwole, but basically, this is a fun team that I like to use a lot, and it's actually pretty damn good, better than you think, and puts in a lot of work. I had a great time with it in my stream, so I figured I'd share the EVs and IVs with you guys, and then, just like that, go through each mon one by one and explain why we got what we got going on right now. And of course, always in the description down below, EVs, IVs, and all that good stuff for you guys to use yourself on Showdown or wherever else you may want to use it. So, with that being said and done, our first Pokemon here is indeed the Gigalith, Brave Nature, Zero Speed IV, Sandstream, Weakness Policy, Protect, Curse, Heavy Slam, and Rock Slide. There is no Z move on this Gigalith. There is no Stone Edge on this Gigalith. Yes, you can go Rock Game Z, Rock Slide, but I do like having the Weakness Policy, get that +2 Rock Slide off, get around Arcanine's Intimidate in case someone wants to hit you with like a Scald or an EQ or something, whatever it may be, and just return the favor with a +1, +2 Rock Slide, depending if you were intimidated and whatnot or not. So that is that right there. Curse is just a nice little thing. If I have a Porygon Gigalith out, and my opponent can't Gigalith, I can't really do much in this situation. You go for a free Curse, you go Trick Room, then you got a +1/+1 Gigalith who puts in the work. Heavy Slam is there for the Tapus, Rock Slide is there for Stab, Protect is obvious, and we're at Brave Nature because we want to be as slow as possible. And we do want to make sure we're slower than Snorlax in the Trick Room, so that is why we are Brave Nature, and that is our speed stat right there. I think Gigalith and Torkoal might be the only Pokemon slower than Snorlax. I could be wrong about that, don't quote me just yet, but a simple Google check for you guys will be able to solidify that theory or not. But I'm pretty sure Gigalith and Torkoal are the only mon slower than Snorlax in the meta right now. Like I said, could be wrong. You guys decide for yourself by checking Google, because that's really not too important. Other than, because Snorlax is pretty bulky, but you do want to get those Rock Slide Foot Challenge, which is what you really want. Obviously, everything there's nothing to him, but that's it right there. That's our Gigalith set right there. It's just Sandstorm Setter Upper, and that is him right there. Next up, we have my lovely Trick Room Buzzwole, Protect, Poison Jab, Leech Life, and Hammer Arm. Hammer Arm or Superpower, because you do not want those attack and defense drops. Hammer Arm may have less accuracy, but it does lower your speed with each attack, which in turn, after one Hammer Arm, I think you'd be the slowest thing in the field outside of things like Gigalith. And then, it's just good. We don't want attack drops, we don't want defense drops. We want to make sure Beast Boosts actually get utilized, and we don't lose defense or whatnot, because that's very important to keep Buzzwole's bulk up, because he dies pretty much in one hit to most special attacks. This Buzzwole set is max HP, max attack, probably 4 instant death, and then Fightinium Z for things like Porygon, Snorlax, and other Pokemon weak to normal type attacks, even the opposing Gigalith, opposing Magnezones, things like that. Nothing too crazy here. It's just the Buzzwole set I really like for a Trick Room set. I really don't like Superpower at all. I wish Buzzwole got close combat, but he doesn't. Gotta deal with what we got, and our best option is indeed rocking out with a Hammer Arm for Trick Room, in my opinion. You can still go Superpower, but if you want those stat drops, go for it, man. Making Beast Boost mostly useless. Go ahead, man. Go for that. But I prefer Hammer Arm. There's no other time to use Hammer Arm better than this, so might as well utilize that while you can, my friends. That is that Buzzwole set right there. Nothing crazy, like I said. Max HP, max attack, Brave Nature to make sure our speed is nice and low, and to make sure we're going to be going first in Trick Room. So that is that right there. Nothing crazy at all. Porygon 2, my standard Porygon 2 that I love so much. Trick Room, Recover, Ice Beam, and Return. I don't like T-Bolt the Porygons that much at all. It doesn't really hurt Fini too bad. T-Bolt is only good for Gyarados and Celesteela, which is a good reason to run T-Bolt, but I'd rather make those +1 attacks manageable and then or useful, and then hit things for 2 KOs, if not sometimes, depending on the range. Oko is like, Coco is 2-shot, Fini gets hurt pretty bad, Lele gets hurt pretty bad from +1 returns, but all the Tapus do. Obviously, you either Ice Beam the Bulu at +1, but if you get +1 attack, it's not bad at all, and it takes advantage of that stat boost. So I like Return over T-Bolt. Trick Room, Recover, obvious, because you don't die, you go Recover. You Trick Room Setter Upper here. Yes, you're exposed to things like Roar, Taunt, and whatever else that negates Trick Room, but that's why this team has a speedy option with Gigalith and Stoutland. We'll get to that in a bit, and Trick Room overall as well. But yeah, that's Porygon 2 there. Nothing too crazy here. Also, I forgot to mention, T-Bolt is nice over Return for things like Pelipper Golduck. You get if you can run T-Bolt here, because Pelipper Golduck ain't going to be killing you too badly. I say Wartime Z you and Scald or Hurricane you or Brine you in the rain. But I think Porygon 2 with T-Bolt is inferior in most situations. But like I said, to each starter, if you want to run T-Bolt over Return, go for it. That is your choice. and the way you want to play, so be it, my friend. I can't control what you do. I can only advise you what I like better. Next up is our Magnezone. This Pokemon here is our answer for opposing electric Pokemon like Koko-s, other Magnezones. Just other Magnezone, but basically you are our switch for opposing Koko, because this team has no switch for Koko at all. Besides the Porygon 2, which isn't the best. Against a Koko, I probably would lead the Porygon 2 to make sure I can trick him up. But we do have a nice electric switch for that Mon right there. To eat up electric attacks, eat up steel attacks, eat up Lele attacks as well. Some of the things Magnezone's good for against Lele's. And then the moveset Protect, Magnet Rise, Flash Cannon, and T-Bolt. Now, Sturdy, I feel like, is completely superior to Magnet-Pull nowadays. Magnet-Pull is nice early meta when things like Celesteela were hard to deal with. You just trap him and kill him. But now, I like Sturdy for a lot of reasons. 1, it guarantees you can't be O-Code. 2, it makes sure that Barrier goes off if you're going to be O-Code. 3, if there's a Garchomp, they go EQ, you live, your Barrier goes off, you Magnet Rise. They can't EQ you no more, they can only Fire Fang you if they've been carry Fire Fang. Otherwise, they can be Declawing, or they can't Poison Jab you. So if they're not carrying Fire Fang, you get Magnet Rise off. It's pretty damn solid. If you know where Magnet Rise, you could go with like a Discharge or a, I don't even know what, maybe a sub if you like. But I do like Magnet Rise. It just gets around Boomerang and EQ. It makes the Chomp matchup much more easy for this team. Granted, Fini and Porygon 2 are pretty good against Garchomp and even Buzzwole as well. But I just like having Magnet Rise giving us an answer against Garchomps more easily. If we have Magnezone in, there's a force to switch out. And of course, I just lost my train of thought. But yes, Magnezone for the most part. Wiki Barrier, just make it, like I said, make sure that Barrier goes off the Sturdy and you get HP back. I like it over Life Orb, Electrium Z. It's just because Magnezone hits so hard to begin with. You really don't need the Electrium Z. I mean, it's nice to get the Okos every now and then, but he hits so hard. He mostly two-shots everything in the meta, except for things like Snorlax and I don't know, maybe a bulky Garchomp could live two or three Flash Cannons. But I like Magnezone a lot, very, very much so, especially in this type of meta. One of my favorite mons in the meta, to be honest. If you don't like Magnezone, you can go like Celesteela, give you an EQ immediately on this team. But I prefer Magnezone because I want the electric stab, the steel stab, and a better answer against Finis, Chomps. I should say Chomps against Finis, Kokos, and hurt the type of Finis, opposing type of Finis more than a Celesteela would. So that is that. Nothing too crazy in the Magnezone here. Like I said, I think Sturdy is infinitely better than Magnet-Pull right now. But if you want to go with that, go for it. The name is Specs Fini, Neg Speed, Nature, and then Match with Sack, Max HP, Choice Specs, Dazzling Gleam, Muddy Water, Moonblast, Scald. You want to hit both Mons, Muddy Water. If they're both with the Fairy, Dazzling Gleam. If it's like a Garchomp, a Hariyama, you go Dazzling Gleam. If it's a Buzz or whatever, you go Dazzling Gleam. I don't know. But usually you want a Muddy Water. If you want a Soul Target, you go for Moonblast. And then Scald is there just because you want Soul Target water damage every now and then. Fini's pretty straightforward. Nothing crazy here at all. I like Specs Fini and trick him a lot. Hurts really badly. Even after a Snarl, it still hurts pretty damn bad. So that's our Fini. And then last but not least, the lovely Stoutland. We got Protect, Wild Charge, Fire Fang, and return with a Life Orb. Life Orb here is important. We are not going to rock out with a Normalium Z to get impact. I want to make sure I have consistent, steady damage coming from our Stoutland. With a Life Orb, Fire Fang guarantees an Oko and Kartana. Outside of that, it's like a 50% chance, if not less, without a Life Orb. We are Adamant Sandrush. Our EVs are 244 HP, Maxed Sack, and then 4 in each defense. And speed, 1-on-1 speed turns to 202 in the sands. Otherwise, no stand is up, or pretty damn slow to begin with. Being on the vessel, so Trick Room could be utilized for you. You will outspeed things like Arcanines and Trick Room, which is nice. Return is there for stab damage, Fire Fang for Celesteela, Kartana, Magnezone, and any of the steel Pokemon you might see, or grass Pokemon like Bulu as well. Wild Charge is there with a Life Orb to guarantee Okos on Golduck and Pelipper. Against the Golduck Pelipper matchup, I would probably lead either. I have choices to go in Gigalith Stoutland to get rid of the rain and whatnot, but then you gotta watch out because Golduck can Protect, Pelipper goes Tailwind. So I probably go Rock Slide, Wild Charge, kill the Pelipper, because Golduck most likely will Protect. He does outspeed you because the Tailwind next turn, so if Wild Charge does go from Golduck, it will Oko, otherwise without a Life Orb, it is not an Oko. So that's why I have Wild Charge there over Helping Hand or After You, because the team really can't utilize After You that well, because it's a Trick Room team. I mean, it makes sense to run After You, but I don't like it at all on Stoutland. I'd rather run Wild Charge for the Double Duck matchup, kill Celesteelas, or hurt Celesteelas more. If the Electric Trainers up, you gotta do a lot of damage, and then Double Duck is pretty prominent, so getting a Wild Charge off on Golduck doesn't need to Oko it. Obviously, brings Pepper down the Sash. And that is pretty much the team right there, the logic I have behind it. It's a lot of fun, actually a really fun team to use and actually really good as well. We're going to go use it in Battle Spot now, so I'll see you guys there for some Battle Spot action. As always, I'm Mr.Talent. You are the glorious Talent Squad. Let me know what you think of this team down below in the comments. And of course, I'll see you later today for the battles live on Battle Spot. So that's that, my friends. Have a great day. See you later. Enjoy, my friends, and I'll see you soon.